Welcome back to another episode of ROC Boys Football. We're continuing to take a look at week 3, starting to figure out a lot about these teams and two teams that, one, I might have been really wrong in with the Louisville Cardinals, and then the Florida State Seminoles as Florida State goes on the road to Louisville. Before we get into it again, I just wanted to say thank you guys for real for all the support you guys have shown the channel. We love making these videos. We love talking ball, and we really do appreciate all the support you guys have shown. Whether it's in the comment section, whether it's liking the video, whether it is subscribing. So if you do like the content, encourage you guys to do all those three things. It helps us out a lot. Without further ado, let's start talking some ball. I want to start with Florida State. This is a team that they had a lot of question marks. Is Jordan Travis the man for the offense? Who's catching balls? Is the offensive line going to hold up? Who's going to play linebacker for Florida State? A lot of those questions were answered in a really strong performance against LSU in New Orleans. This is a team that kind of looks different. And I know Florida State fans probably hesitant to say it, but year 3 under Mike Norvell, this is where you want to see that culture change and you want to see the outcomes change. You want to see them start winning football games on the field. This is a team that is very talented, gets a lot of preseason hype. This year, I think Florida State might be turning the corner. And you take a look, and the number one reason I think this is the play you got from Jordan Travis against LSU. Wasn't reading too much into the Duquesne game, but against an LSU defense that has 4 guys who will be in the NFL in the next couple of years, whether it's Jacqueline Roy, Ali Gay, Ojulari, Mason Smith, Florida State did a very good job, and Jordan Travis did a really good job from making plays inside the pocket. We all know Jordan Travis is one of the best playmakers when it comes to creating outside the pocket, using his feet. The big question mark is can Jordan Travis work within the pocket? Can he deliver the ball to playmakers on the outside? I think Jordan Travis had a big yes to that question against LSU. And this is something we talked about in the offseason a lot. Jordan Travis has consistently gotten better as a passer throughout his years at Florida State. And you really saw him start to turn the corner once he was given the keys to the car last year. The offense was named quarterback 1. He played pretty good damn football the last half of that year. Jordan Travis seems to be continuing where he left off. And the second question is, where are the playmakers on the outside? You look to last year. Their leading receiver last year in terms of receptions was Jayshon Corbin and then Andrew Parchment, both coming in at 25 and 24 catches respectively. There was no wide receiver on the outside that was really a threat. Mike Norvell goes and hammers the transfer portal, and you're starting to see some guys really step up. Johnny Wilson obviously had a very big game against LSU. Ontario Wilson, the guy I like the most, and I think he's the best fit, is Micah Pittman, a guy that you can just get the ball into his hands early, let him be an athlete on the outside. And when you look about how they match up to Louisville is not the best tacklers in the secondary. They're not the best tacklers in open space. I think Florida State will be able to exploit that a lot. Florida State also is going to get a lot healthier. They're coming off a bye. They're going on the road. Florida State's a team that's very talented. They got banged up during camp. They're getting a bunch of guys back who are integral for that team. Hopefully some of those guys are healthy by Friday night and ready to go, because Florida State, again, very talented. They needed to get some guys healthy. I think they're going to do that. And I like their chances of going on the road to Louisville and taking over this win. And you look over at the defensive side of the ball, you had some question marks, none of which were on the defensive line. I thought you saw guys like Robert Cooper, like Fabian Lovett, dominate the interior. And then Jared Verse was probably the story of week 2, a guy that everyone wanted in the transfer portal, coming from SUNY Albany. Shout out upstate New York. Jared Verse, the question was, can he come in and go from the FCS and make those couple steps up to playing big-time Power 5 football against an SEC offensive line in LSU? And he absolutely dominated. Went to work, whether it's going right through tackles, whether it's bursting and bending around them. Jared Verse was a playmaker, and he's somebody that you need to account for. I think he can be a future NFL draft pick, a first-round pick, might that be. All the physical traits in the world. He put it together against LSU, and if you're looking for a guy to replace Jermaine Johnson, Jared Verse looks like a pretty good damn candidate to do so. Second thing, at the linebacker position, I was really impressed. Florida State has had, from what I've seen, really bad linebacker play the last couple of years. Getting a guy like Tatum Bethune from UCF, he looked really good. Kalen DeLoach also looked really good. That was some of the question marks you had on that Florida State defense, was how good are those linebackers going to be? I thought they looked really good. And against a team who has Malik Cunningham, you're going to need linebackers who are going to be able to spy the quarterback, make tackles in open space. I think Florida State lines up pretty good to do so. Looking over at Louisville, this could be a team that I just flat out got wrong, hand up. I was very high on Louisville. All the talent that they have coming back, I thought they got better through the transfer portal. Went back and watched the film against Syracuse. Really just sloppy play. And I was able to look past it. I actually put a little money on Louisville money line. Was able to cash that out against UCF. But to be honest, I wasn't that impressed with what Louisville brought. When UCF decided to run the ball, which they were doing in the first half, they ran it very, very effectively. And Louisville, quite frankly, looked slow. Johnny Richardson, John Rice Plumlee, those guys just were outrunning linebackers, were making people miss in space. I didn't think Louisville was very impressive. It's an impressive win to go on the road to the bounce house and beat UCF. That's impressive. But I thought UCF did a little bit more of handing Louisville the win than Louisville went out and got it. Now, I could be wrong. Louisville's defense in the second half looked awesome. They were playing aggressive. They were forcing some errant throws. I thought UCF got away from what was their bread and butter. You bring in a guy like John Rice Plumlee to run the football. He's a former wide receiver. UCF pretty much abandoned the run game in the second half. And I get you have some guys like Javon Baker on the outside, but I thought if UCF was able to run the ball consistently, stick to that, I liked their chances of beating Louisville. In the first half, they had a couple chances to put Louisville away. Didn't do so. And then on the offensive side of the ball for Louisville, Malik Cunningham, he doesn't seem like he can get it done from the pocket. And he has games where it's like, oh my God, this guy is really showing some flashes as a pocket passer. UCF was not one of them. His wide receivers certainly weren't helping him. The ball was a little wet from the rain. I wasn't very impressed with Malik Cunningham, his ability to get the ball to his playmakers from the pocket. Again, we know his ability outside the pocket as a runner. He was able to show that. And quite frankly, was able to show up when he needed to. And that's one of the most important traits you can have in a quarterback. You have two really athletic quarterbacks, two quarterbacks that can really take over this game. The quarterback that I think has looked better over the first couple of games has been Jordan Travis. Florida State looks like the more well-rounded team. I like them. You're getting a little value with them going on the road. But again, like I said, Florida State is getting healthier. They're coming off probably the biggest win they've had in a very long time since Mike Norvell took over the job in Tallahassee. I like Florida State's chances to win this game. I got them as a pick 'em on Sunday. I would be comfortable with taking them anywhere inside of 3 points. I'm pretty confident with this Florida State team. Jordan Travis, as long as he's playing good football, this Florida State team is very dangerous. They have some playmakers in the run game. Very, very impressed with how they looked running the ball. Trayshawn Ward, very good. Lawrence Tuafali, very good. Trey Benson. They have a three-headed backfield that is very effective. Louisville struggled to stop the run. You're getting some guys healthy up front. I think Florida State can run the ball, and when they need to air it out and beat you over the top, I think they can make that happen. And that was something that Florida State likes to do. And quite frankly, something I really like about their offense is, although they might struggle to consistently work the ball down the field, maybe not so much this year with a stronger run game, Mike Norvell's been pretty good about scheming up explosive plays, whether it's play action, whether it's getting the ball into playmakers' hands. You have guys like Johnny Wilson who can stretch the field vertically, go up and make plays. I like Florida State's ability to hit those chunk explosive plays. I like their ability to score points and run the football against Louisville. And quite frankly, I like their ability as long as they can keep Malik Cunningham in the pocket. I like their ability to stop Louisville on the offense side of the ball. Going with Florida State on the road, this is a big game in the ACC. Louisville has a chance to kind of take back some of that momentum they lost early on in the season with that loss to Syracuse. Both teams coming off wins. This is going to be a great Friday night game. I like Florida State here. You can book it. Again, appreciate you guys checking us out as usual. If you do like the content, consider subscribing to the channel. We really do appreciate y'all, and we'll talk to y'all later.